Ren Calder hasn't slept since she tore that report in half. So when the lamp oil burns low and she sees the shape in the alley below the guild hall, lean, wrong-shouldered, still as a held breath, she tells herself grief is playing tricks. Then it looks up, and her own name dies in her throat. It has Cade's height, his hunch, the way he favors his left. But one eye throws the lamplight back, gold and slitted, and something dark and plated runs from his hand to his jaw. The dead don't climb out of the abyss. Whatever this is did, hours earlier. Cade Ural had dragged himself out of the dark with one thought. Still intact, Vance Crail sealed the door and walked away to count the haul. He came up out of his own grave to collect that debt. The Crail Guild Hall blazed with victory lamps. Cade stood in the dark across the square and watched the captain laugh through a lit window. One throw of what he was now, and it would be done. Then a smaller window, and behind it, Ren, piecing him back together from paper because she wouldn't let him be a cave-in on a clerk's ledger. The one person still treating him like a man. He had rehearsed every word for Crail. He had none for her. Not for the gold in his eye, not for the chitin on his arm, not for the thing in his skull that purred when he thought about feeding. She would look at him and still see Cade. He couldn't bear to watch that be wrong. She came down to the alley because she had to know. She said his name once, soft, a question. He let her see exactly enough to be sure, and not enough to understand. And then he ran, the way nothing human runs. Ren tore after him through the gutter streets, calling a dead man's name, losing him at every turn where the dark ran deepest, because he wanted to be lost. You came up to kill him, man, the Gaunt murmured, almost kind, and you can't even let your friend look at you. There's nothing for you up here, Diver. Only down. It didn't have to push hard. Besides, the thing you woke is climbing. Every floor it eats, it remembers you better. Run to the light and it follows you into a city. Go down, and at least the dying is yours. He told himself that was a reason. So the only man ever to claw out of the abyss climbed back into it, past the warning scratches, past the husk shells, down toward the throat, deep sound that had started saying his name. He wasn't the only one who'd seen a ghost. From the hall steps, Vance Crail caught 1/2 second of a face he'd left to rot and went cold to the bone. Crail hadn't killed Cade for a grudge. He'd done it on a commission sealed from somewhere far above the guild, for a payment that would end him if the buyer learned the job came back breathing. A dead Cade was a closed account. A living one was a noose. So the captain, who swore he'd never go below the 3rd floor again, started pulling gear from a locked cabinet. If the anomaly was real, it had gone back down. This time, Vance Crail would make sure of the body himself. Ren stood at the lip of the breach where his trail went cold and the dark air came up. And she did not climb in. She was a hunter, not a fool. The abyss had taken him once already. She went home with nothing she could prove, and one thing she couldn't unfeel: the dead don't run. Whatever she chased had been alive, or had been something wearing the shape of the boy she'd signed onto her first crew. She didn't know if she'd seen Cade or a thing that used to be him. But for the first time since the report, she had a question worth more than the answer the guild had handed her. She began writing down everything she remembered before the certainty faded. 3 of them turned toward the abyss that night, a half-monster descending toward the thing that hunts him, a murderer descending to bury his crime a second time, and a friend who stayed in the light, holding the one dangerous thing the dark hadn't killed: hope. The abyss, patient as ever, had room for all 3.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe!